Okay, I haven't been in here for such a long time. First of all, I'm so sorry, but like, being in school and everything is just so, Jesus Christ, hate it. I literally I'm working on things, so there will be things coming and I'm working on them, I promise. Pinky promise. This is not set up correctly. Is it better? No, it isn't. Can this be okay? Is this okay? I don't know, wait. Alright, whatever. But I'm working on stuff and that's gonna be coming as soon as I get it done. Sorry. If I sound sick, it's because I am. But I've been working on this for so long and I'm doing it finally. And then I know I haven't been posting a lot. I know, I'm sorry. But as we know, I actually don't have time. I would do anything to post more on here, but I actually can't. So, since it's, what time is it? I don't know. I don't have a phone around. I'll check on that, but then they'll turn off. Well, it's night. That's why I'm in my onesie, so we don't judge. Basically, let's talk about things. What do I call this? I don't know. It's let's talk about deeper meanings of stuff, because that's really fun. Basically, what's been on my mind for the longest time ever, and no one really talks about it, and it pisses me off because no one talks about it, and I don't know if I'm the only person, but it's been killing me for years on end. Basically, just the concept of living, right? Because I'm not religious, but at the same time, I can't come up to you and say God doesn't exist. Because, oh my God, this is, I get so happy talking about this because and I get kind of frustrated because I have all these questions but I don't get any answers ever, and I won't. So the big thing is we live on a planet, right? And there's millions of planets around, and apparently we're the only planet that can have human that can provide living conditions, and then the rest of them just don't work, which some are too cold, some are too hot, some don't have water and stuff like that. So crazy because we're in this big galaxy, and there's so many planets and stuff and everything, and then you're telling me we're the only one that we live. So every single other thing that is basically a copy of us but a little bit different doesn't have anything on it. Doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm getting at. Just a pure fact. I don't think there's a way that we're the only things alive. That's not possible because there's galaxies in galaxies in galaxies. It's so big, and we haven't even looked into it properly, and Jesus Christ, there could be so much more than we could even know. And the concept of life, why do we live? That was my biggest question forever. Why do we live? Why is this here? What is the point? Because we're on the planet, and like, you know, we get jobs and money and houses, and like whether that will come from, who knows. Like, yeah, you may be like in history like, oh yeah, this person created money, okay, cool, fun. That's not what I mean. I mean like just the pure concept of like, oh my god, I don't think I'm making any sense, but like the fact that we have like all this, and we're a species, right? They can think, talk, learn, and like come up with things, and then we thrive over those things. Thrive. Like live and like be happy with those things that we create. How does it work? How are we made? Because like, yeah, okay, like some people say it's God, right? I'm gonna get into God in like 10 seconds. But like, our like brains, like humans, like skin, like how is it made? And like, we give birth, like, I mean, women give birth, but like, you know what I mean, like humans birth other humans. How does that work? And how does nothing become something? Like, how are we created like this? Like, it had to be so well thought out, and it had to be like, oh, like, none of this, like, just, like, had, like, none of this could be, like, put on the spot and be like, yeah, do whatever you want. Like, everything that we do is so well spotted out. Like, how do you even see? Like, I'm talking right now, how am I talking? Because, like, my brain allows me to, and, like, my eyes connect to my brain so I can see, but, like, how does it work? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, how is it actually, like, you know, like, I'm not talking about scientifically, I'm talking about, like, how is it possible? How is it possible that we're even alive? Like, why? What's the bigger purpose? Because it's just such a big, like, galaxy, such a big, like, thing that you can't even, like, process how big it is. And apparently we're the only thing out there, which is, like, for me, it's, like, so not true because, like, of how big it is. And I'm not saying there's such a thing as aliens, but, like, I'm saying that there might be, like, other planets of, like, I don't know. But, like, it's just such a big thing, and we can't even comprehend how big it is. And then, like, we're here. Why are we here? What's the point? Like, there's been wars, there's been something, like, why are we here? Like, we create conflicts, we like, do problems. Now we have, like, global warming, which is, like, killing us. But, like, what is our purpose? Because, like, yeah, going to work, like, you know, having baby reproduction, yeah. But, like, why though? Why? Why were we put on the only planet that has living conditions? Like, why do we breathe? Why are we actually here? Like, do you see what I mean? Like, what is our bigger purpose? Because the thing that makes us living is just so much bigger. Like, the planet, and then, like, one planet is like millions of planets around the world, and then the planets are in galaxies, and then there's multiple galaxies, and then, like, what, why though? Like, how, why? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, how are we here? How are we alive? Why are we alive? Why is this here? Like, oh my god, like, why though? Like, there has to be something to it. Like, there has to be, like, a thing that you have to, like, I don't know, like, I guess, like, figure out, like, how do I put this in a way? Like, there has to be something that's, like, we have to do once we live here until we pass on. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's something, there has to be, like, a deeper meaning to everything. And, like, I don't think anyone, like, knows what it is. So that's why we, like, just live, work, get money, die. But, like, what is the point of that? There's no point. There is literally no point. And like, why would we be created just to like be put out, be exploited, and then like do things that like, I don't know, like, why would we be created? If you believe in God, why though? What's he getting out of it? Like, yeah, Adam and Eve, I don't know, I'm not really into the Bible, so I can't really say. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not very religious. I don't actually like, how do I say this? It's not that I don't believe. No, it's that I don't believe. But like, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. Like, I don't personally believe that there's a God out there. But like, I'm not saying there couldn't be. Like, it's just so mind-blowing. Like, how we are so like little and there's billions of us, of like just people. And we're on this earth. We have no purpose. We're just here until we find a purpose. But like, why though? Why are we even like, why were we created? Okay. And then God, right? Because I said I'll get into that. I'm gonna get into that. Oh, what really like annoys me is like when people talk about God, oh God, they're like, oh yeah, you have to pray, you have to believe in him, and like there's like 20 different types of gods. I actually don't know how many of there are, but there are loads and loads and loads of gods. And then there's Greek gods, and then like, you know, like there's so many gods, and everyone believes something else. And it's like, it's such a mystery that I can't say that nothing exists. But if I was to believe in God, I would have to believe in every single one. Like, in my perspective. Because I don't think there is a God, because for me it just seems like such a fantasy to be like, oh yeah, there's like this big man or like whatever that like made this. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just a little bit of like a fantasy to me. But like at the same time, if you think about it, like, look at the word. What is this? Like, the word is actually a fantasy. But like, why? Like, so like, I'm not saying that like they can't be. I'm just saying I don't believe there is. But like, I'm not saying there can't be. And if I was to be like, oh yeah, there is, then I couldn't be like, oh yeah, this one and not this one. And like, I would have to like actually like pray to every single one, because there could be all of them. All of them could exist. Only one could exist. None of them could exist. Like, we don't know. And like, and I only know the Christian one because my family's Christian. But from like what I've seen in the Bible, what really like kind of throws me off is the fact that this man called Jesus, right? Whatever his name is. Yeah, it's Jesus. I'm not going to be rude. But this man called Jesus is apparently all holy and sinful. Like, he never did one bad thing in his life. And then if you don't believe in him and if you don't pray, and like even some of the songs, I'm Polish, so we have something like we forgive our, what was it? It's like we forgive the people who hurt us as they forgive us. What, sound like that? I don't know. But it's basically like, do you have to forgive everyone? They like, you just can't do normal things. Like, you can't be happy, you can't be too happy, and you can't be too proud, and you can't be like overexcited, and like you can't feel human emotions, kind of, because like jealousy is human. It's like, I get what you're on about, and like greed. Like, sometimes you're like, oh no, what was it? It was like a food thing. It was like overeating, something like that. And I'm like, well, yeah, but like, we're all just humans. We're all people. I don't know what that means, but like, we all make mistakes. We all want more for some reason. And if you're gonna come here and say you're all holy and all good, and then tell me that like let's put it this way. I have to forgive someone who like ate my nugget. Like, reasonable, right? But then if you put the same thing, you have to forgive everyone. What about a person that killed my mum? Oh yeah, I have to forgive him because the Bible says so. But like, dude, why would I? Like, or like this holy man that did nothing, right? This is what really actually abrogates me. I can't talk. Pisses me off. Basically, this holy man who has done no bad, who was hanged for our sins, blah 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 blah. Basically, if you don't believe in him and if you don't worship him, you go to hell. You go to an eternal place of torture, right? Where he's all powerful and he's all good and he never did anything bad, but he sends people to infinite torture where, yeah, they get like, you know, I was supposed to say tortured, but like, I just said that. Like, how is he good then? Like, I get giving people what they deserve, because like, that's what I mean. But I don't think, like, because you don't believe in something, or if you don't worship him, or like, you know, what is war? Or I don't know. But like, I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know. Like, let's put it this way. Oh my god, give me like 2 seconds. Alright, I got war. But like, let's put it in like a more like realistic way. Let's say Hitler's back because, you know, Mr. Hitler made history. And he comes in, he's perceived as this all good being, but if you don't worship him, do what he says and what he believes in, which is basically what he was, right? You get tortured, you get killed. Are we not seeing a correlation? Because like, how I'm looking at it is, this is a man who seeks control, and if you don't give him that control, he'll send you to like infinite torture. And then like, but he's all good, but like, he'll never do anything wrong, he's all good. Like, I don't see how that's, you know, that. But, you know, maybe that's something I don't get. Like, I'm not really educated in this. That's just like my opinions, and this is all my opinions. Don't like, if you don't agree with something, like, that's fine. I don't rule the word. Like, that's just, I'm expressing my opinions, and like, if you don't agree with it, then that's perfectly normal. Like, you have your own opinions too. And then, but if we're talking about heaven and hell, death, that is the one thing that is just so like, it makes me want to like, actually like, how do I say this? Like, very, so everyone understands. It's just such a big idea that no one knows what happens, and it happens all the time. And it's just so much, basically, because some people believe that you go to hell or heaven, but like, I really don't, because it just like, about God, because I said about God and everything like that, like, I don't really like get it, but maybe it is. Like, I'm not saying it's not, but like, when I was younger, I always thought, like, when you die, you literally just like see dark and you hear nothing, and you just like float through the galaxy. That's what I thought was gonna happen. Like, you're gonna be dead and your soul's just gonna flow through the galaxy, but you can't see anything, you can't hear anything. Which, I don't know why, but that's what I always thought. But like, why? Why would that be? Like, and for how long? And like, what would that like matter? Like, why would you live here and then get moved to darkness forever? I don't know. And then like, some people think of like reincarnation, which, to be honest, I actually think is quite like, not believable. I mean, yeah, for me it's quite believable, because of the fact that like, what does happen after you die? Maybe this whole thing of being here is just because like we came out of nowhere. Like I believe in souls, and like your soul came out of nowhere. Like, so this thing happened. I don't know how, I don't know why, like don't ask. But like, so our souls just keep repeating and repeating because they have nowhere to go, so they just keep making up new bodies and new things, and they just keep changing and repeating because they have nowhere to go. But then I don't know why we're here. I don't know why souls exist. I don't know anything. So, you know. And then ghosts, which is actually one of my like biggest things, because like I'm just like absolutely obsessed with the paranormal, like horror films, and like I just find it so fascinating because of the fact that nothing you do here, like in this life, like it's important, but like it's so much bigger than us, to the point like, wow, like Jesus Christ, like it's so much bigger than us, to the point that like this, what we do here, could not matter at all. Like, ooh. And the ghosts are so interesting because like there's like demons, and there's good ghosts, and there's angels, and there's like all types of things. And then it's just like the ones that have like energy and power, like can like show themselves and like stuff. And like I know not everyone believes in paranormal, and like I'm conflicted about it. Like I don't want to really believe, but like I do. And like I watch documentaries, and like I watch all that. If this stuff comes in here, like whatever, ignore it. And like I watch documentaries about it, and like I see so much, and like it proves it. But at the same time, like you could do that with like Photoshop. Do you know what I mean? Like you could fake it, but then why would you want to fake it? But then there's just stuff that like makes me believe that there are actual like ghosts, like they exist. And if it is ghosts, then like what's the point of being here? And if we do become ghosts, what do we do as ghosts? Because you can't tell me we just sit and like and relive. It's just that we're invisible. So we live like we're living right now, but we're just invisible. Like what happens? No one knows. And it's just I don't know. And then if we are ghosts, what's our purpose? And then like, do they know? Like that's why I really want to like, paranormal stuff is just something that like interests me so much. And when I like get older, because like I found like some paranormal stuff, and that's what I've been wanting to do. But you have to like, to go on tours and paranormal and stuff like that, you have to be like 18 plus. So like I'm waiting on that, and like as soon as I like can, I will, I promise. And because it's been my dream since forever, like it actually has. And like knowing that I could get like answers, like even something as, oh yeah, when you die you are a ghost, that's an answer. Because like you don't know what happens when you die. No one does. And it's just such a like a little thing, and we're such like little things, and like death is such a little thing and such like a big concept kind of. Because oh yeah, we die, but what happens when we die to our body, to the planet, to the galaxy, to other planets, to like our souls, to if there's a god, like what happens to all of those factors? Like who knows? And then like I think we're so much bigger than we think we are, because I don't know if anyone else has this, but I have this weird thing where like I am perfectly like in control of my dreams, and if I'm not, then I see blank. And then like in the middle of like when I'm really heavy asleep, like I'll see like 5 seconds of something, and then I'll like wake up a little bit, and then I'll go back to sleep. Because if I'm not in control of my dreams, I'll see dark. I'll see like 5 seconds of like, it would be like a clip of my life. But the funny thing about it is that the clip that I see in my dreams that literally lasts 5 seconds will happen like a week, 2 weeks after the dreams, or like even a month. Sometimes like I just sit, and then like I'm like, whoa, wait, this literally happened in my dream. Like I'll forget about it. Like, I won't even know it happens until I see like the moment in real life. And I think that for me, that just proves that we're so much bigger, and like our brain is just like not maybe we choose to be in the moment, but we're not really like existing. Like, we're in the moment, but we're not, like, because like some kids, like I think you heard about this on the news, but like there's some kids that like see like past events, that like that's why people believe in reincarnation, because of like religious and stuff, but like they say like things that happen exactly as if like they were there, and they talk about it as if they were there. So like our brains could be like, oh yeah, like you've been here, you're here right now, and this is what we're focusing on. But like your brain knows the future subconsciously, but you don't know it. But like you don't know, but your brain knows it. Do you know what I mean? Like you could already like see and lived your whole life. You're just like focusing on moments, and then like you already like have it all planned out. You already like are like, you know, like you already lived it. Like everything is like already done, and you are just clicking into moments. So every night, like when you fall asleep, you just like choose a moment, and then you live it. And then that's, I think, like positive and negative energy, and like tarot card, like zodiac signs, and like everything is just so like, Jesus Christ, you can't have an explanation for anything. And like you literally don't have an explanation for anything. And it's just, oh, it makes me think so hard. And I never get answers, and it's so like, I don't know, because like I don't think I'm making any sense. Yeah, water. What's water made out of? H2O, right? How? Tell me how. Tell me how hydrogen and oxygen, whatever they are. Okay, what's oxygen? Can't tell me, can you? No. Like, do you see my point? Like, everything exists. We know what it is. We just don't know what it is. Like, we know it's oxygen. Okay, but what is oxygen? It's just something that's in the air, and we breathe, and we have to live from it for some reason. We don't know why. Like, that's what I hate sometimes when I like go to school, and then like you ask like a bigger questions, and then they're like, well, I don't know, you just have to go with it. And I'm like, well, why would I go with it? Because like you're like, what's oxygen made out of? I'm like, or like in science, oh my god, wait, rephrase. In science, when like I asked, what was the question? It was something about like, but why? It was like a, but why is it called this, or something like that? And they're like, well, all you need to know is this is what will help you in your GCSEs. And I'm like, well, I don't care. Like, no, I do care about my GCSEs, but like, I actually want answers. And she's like, well, we don't have answers. It's just that. Oh, what happened? Is it good? Let's hope so. Oh, okay, well, that has been my very big rant about everything. And like, I just wish I could like know what our like meaning is, because we as a species, like this whole planet, like it has no meaning at all. Like it probably does, we just don't know what it is yet. And it's like, Jesus Christ, like it's just so like you can't even wrap your head around it. It's just so like I don't know, everything is just too big, and it's too unexplainable, everything. And then people believe what they want to believe, and like no one's right, no one's wrong, and like there's no such thing as right or wrong anymore, to be honest. Because like how do we know what's right, what's wrong? Because people tell us what's right, what's wrong, but like, okay, but like, why though? People tell us, oh yeah, that's right, that's wrong, but why though? like, oh, because this is bad, okay? Says who? Says like everyone, okay? But they say it because other people said it, so now it's bad. Do you see what I mean? It's just so, like, people say what they want to say, and then like it gets passed down as fact. There's no fact. Life has no fact to it at all. Like, it's just one big mystery, and we're all gonna die, and who knows what happens after death, and like, who knows why we're here at all, and why we exist, and why we have the ability to do what we do. Well, on that very beautiful, kind of depressing factor, I will see you in the next video. I am not promising this time anything, because I know that it will probably take me like a month before I post again, because of the fact that like everything. But yeah, I hope I didn't like, I hope I made you question your life, kind of, because I think the more people question their life, the more answers we might get. I don't know how, I don't know from what, but like, and if I didn't, then maybe you have answers, and if you don't, and you just don't care, then sorry for wasting your time. That was really cool, and I'm literally having a full mental crisis because like, I don't know anything, and I just feel so weird, and yeah, so I'm probably gonna go sleep. Good night, I love you, adios.